Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session on ensuring quality and rigor in PhD thesis, part 1 series. So, today we will have a small discussion on why do we want to ensure quality in our PhD thesis and a short introduction to doing literature review. So, let's begin by asking ourselves this question: why do I want to do this PhD program? Is it simply to earn a degree, or do I want to get identified with my work? This is the first question that each one of us should be asking ourselves before stepping into this journey of completing your PhD thesis. Then again, reflecting on why to focus on quality and rigor. Gone are the days when where a PhD degree was something that assured you a safe job. Now, more and more people are taking up this PhD program. So, there is an increasing level of competition that results in an increase in expectations from us. Then again, maybe a few years earlier, if you have done your PhD thesis must have been kept in some corner of a library, or it should be something which is seen by only very few people. But today, there's more visibility for your work in the online medium due to various online platforms, including Shotganga. But leave all this aside. Think about the time and energy you are spending or you're going to spend for this PhD program. What should be an outcome of all this? So, should I be known by the work which I have done? This should be something which should be motivating all of us to take up this PhD program in a more serious manner. But many a time, there will be so many things that pull us down, and the greatest enemy of us is the procrastination. So there will be so any number of things that will entice us, and our attention will be on the movies or social media or many other things, and which all results in an inefficient time management, wherein we tend to think about our work only during the deadlines, or some of us may be working parallelly, or maybe having many other commitments and personal troubles too, which all will affect our time management skills. And sometimes there will be a lack of clarity or a purpose for doing this research. I have taken this particular topic? What is the use of my research? What will be its outcome? So, a clear reflective thinking on the purpose, the larger purpose of our research is something we should be focusing on. And sometimes we might have been fascinated by a particular topic which we must have read somewhere, or have listened from someone, or and we would be we would be having a very limited knowledge about that area. So we would be keen on a particular topic, but what has happened into that particular area of research? What are the other studies that have happened, and how will I contextualize my research? Locating the particular in the general context. That will be another greater limitation. I will be having a very narrow focus, and I cannot bring in a more solid argument which is uh, context specific. So the lack of clarity of the purpose of doing research, a limited knowledge on the area, and another important factor is having a clarity on the methodology specific to our discipline and also on the theories. So these are some of the major constraints that comes in the way of bringing out a quality research thesis from our side. So comes the next question: is there a way out? Yes, there are few steps through which we can plan our research properly and to come up with a quality PhD thesis. One first thing we need to do is, through our reading and reflection, be very, very clear about what you want to study and what will be the implication of our study. So I'm always saying, reading and reflecting. So mere reading itself, will not help us. We should spend time on, what we are reading, and and relate that with the kind of work we are planning to do. So every day we need to consistently devote some time for our work, and I would suggest each one of you to keep a think book. Think book is a notebook or a small diary, or even it could be some digital instrument also. But you should be keep jotting down all the thoughts that are coming in your mind related to your work, because many a time some spark comes when we may be watching a movie or a documentary or talking to your friends or observing something. Write that thought. Don't think whether it is relevant or irrelevant. And at a later stage, you can go back to this think book and again reflect on the thoughts which have come through you, and then think whether you can develop these thoughts. So every day, at least half an hour, devote exclusively for your work, and this consistent effort will help you to have more clarity and depth in your subject, and be very focused. The first task for a researcher is to develop a clear understanding about the broader area of your research, not just your particular topic in a locale. Along with that, go through the standard research methodology textbooks and gain clarity about methodologies, and follow a rigorous scientific step in your research. That is very important. So, in the initial phase of your research, as a beginner, these should be your ultimate goal, because once this is clear, then the entire journey would be much much easier. So, with this as an introduction, let me give you an overview of how to do a review of literature. because essentially our entire research begins and ends with a good review of literature. So there are different ways of doing a review of literature, but today I will be focusing on the general narrative review, and would be in discussing the why and how of doing a review of literature. Why should I do a review of literature? I should know whether the research question I have in mind has already been adequately answered. And sometimes, there might have been a study in the same, area, but can I think of studying the same question with a different methodology? Maybe there could have been multiple studies on, women entrepreneurs from a quantitative, framework. Can I think about, bringing in-depth case studies of women entrepreneurs that will add to, the knowledge? So a good literature review would be helping us to, locate our study in the larger domain of knowledge which is already there. A good review of literature will also help me to identify the conceptual and practical obstacles that others have already encountered in this line of research, so that I can take necessary precautions and I can modify my strategies accordingly, that it will save a lot of time. And sometimes it would be through the review of literature that I will be able to identify valid measurement instruments or even alternative conceptions of the problem or the variable that had not occurred to me. So, getting, or to knowing, the different perspectives through which people have looked into this particular problem. All this will be, helping me to, refine my research questions and carry out my research. So, generally, how will you write a review of literature chapter? So, please note, an ROL need not be a necessary, chapter for every research. Some researchers will be having these reviews, built into other chapters. But if you have a separate chapter on review of literature, this is a general, format for that. So we should be having an introduction, maybe one of very few two paragraphs that talks about what we intend to focus on. What are the sub themes we are going to explore? So, in other words, the thesis statement, of our review comes in the introduction part. Then we would be mentioning the inclusion and exclusion criteria for selecting, literatures for our review. Then we can thematically present them. Then, towards the end, we can bring in or reiterate the key points from the review of literature. Then, finally, identify the gaps in the existing literature to justify your research. And we can conclude with a short, one paragraph summary of it. So, many of us are having a doubt on the, have to talk about the inclusion criteria for ROL. This is just one example. See, yeah, in this slide you can see, in the inclusion side, the scholar have listed which are the search engines that he or she have looked into, and which are the keywords that the person has put in. So the search words given, then which are the electronic databases, and the justification is, to ensure the focus of the review. Then for this particular research, the researcher have looked into the full text articles written in English language, which are freely accessible. And for some of us, we may have to resort to literature in certain vernacular languages. So we should be putting that with a justification. Then the scholar have looked into articles that have adopted quantitative, qualitative, or mixed method, and sometimes the authors may be looking into the gray literature also, which are available in print. And for some research, they may be having a timeline. For this particular scholar, they have used articles published between 2000 and 2020. So depending on your topic, your area of research, you can have your own inclusion criteria, and stating that in fact ensures the rigor of your research. And one useful reference for those who would like to read more on doing a literature review is Sage Publications by Chris Hart. It is titled Doing a Literature Review, Releasing the Research Imagination. So, hope this session was useful to you. We will meet again with another topic. Thank you.